I bet you didn't know I used to do a Hollywood gossip segment. I did. I was big into celebrities and celebrity gossip, and I covered miles, probably hundreds of miles of red carpet over the years at film festivals and award shows. And I've met just about every celebrity there is to meet, including 2 out of the 3 of the people I'm going to show you shortly. Now, I will say, I am not really into that anymore. I'm vibrating at a different level right now. I'm just not into that stuff. There is one exception, however. It is a major exception. It is a story everybody seems to be talking about right now. And while I am no expert in the details of this story, I do have expertise in a certain unique angle I'm going to take when approaching this story. Okay, I'll stop being so close up and I'll share with you these 3. Right? Blake and Justin. And by the way, I've interviewed them both and I used to absolutely adore them. And it took a lot of research and revealing for me to recently realize that all is not as it seems. And isn't that the slogan for 2025? All is not as it seems. Now, I want to talk about the divine feminine because I believe that this is the perfect example of our divine feminine rising. Of the whole reason we all woke up November 6th, the morning of November 6th, the whole reason we have a 4 a.m. club or 3 a.m. club. This is a perfect example of how we are ascending. I'm just waiting while your head explodes because a lot of you are probably like, what? Divine feminine? I'll give you divine feminine. And that is exactly my point. I want to speak briefly on this. Again, I am no expert. I have not gone through all the legal filings. I know that it is going to trial next year, and I will leave that to the professionals, including the, at Be Better on this platform. He is a big part of the story I'm about to tell. But the story that I am telling, again, is through the lens of the divine feminine. And my point, I wanted to reinforce my point that I've been making all along, that the divine feminine has nothing to do with gender and everything to do with our qualities that we embrace, our energy that we embrace. Nature loves balance. Balance is what we aspire to, I would say, as humans. And we have been out of balance for a very long time, yeah? We have been in our masculine. This is where the patriarchy comes from. This is where these traits of like competition and zero-sum game come in, and just like asserting power over other people and hurting other people in favor of us gaining something. That is the old. That is the entity whose death gasps we are hearing right now, and they are ugly. And they are scaring people, but they are on their way out. Okay? So let's talk about Blake. Blake embodies, or at least the behavior that I have seen, a lot of creators here have been bringing some great receipts. I have seen a lot of very traditional, masculine, patriarchal behaviors, yeah? Like the patterns. So this is someone who asserts dominance over people, asserts power, pits people against each other, acts as though fame, fortune, abundance is a zero-sum game, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Okay, I know we're going to find out more, but again, Be Better has been amazing at gathering the info and sharing it. I'm going to get back to him in a moment. But before I do, I'm going to say, just look up the bee. There are no coincidences. Spirit's talking to us all the time. Look up the symbolism of the bee, the humble, beautiful bee. Okay. Now, I can't talk about him because I'm so sad because I always loved him and thought he was so great. So, sorry, buddy. Here, I'm just going to cover you up. Okay. Let's talk about the guy in the middle. The guy in the middle has shown us behavior that is consistent with divine feminine, yeah? Emotional intelligence, compassion, intuition, someone who does not react but considers how he responds and responds in that way, allegedly. Okay? Now, the next piece of this. So actually, I'm just going to stop there for a minute Consider that. One of these people represents the masculine, the patriarchy, the other, the rise of the divine feminine. And I say rise because who is the hero here? Who is emerging as the hero? And again, those who are bringing receipts are showing us that this guy has acted with great emotional intelligence, has been calm, quiet, is not trying to smear other people. And, okay, now I'll move on to Be Better, who is just amazing. Send this guy to law school. And he has really shown up for us. And he is showing you, all of us, how powerful we are in this new way of doing things. I remember watching one of his posts where he said, you know what? If this gets taken down, you know who's taking it down. You know who's taking it down. And you can respond in kind. And guess what happened? They did, and people did. And Be Better has not been stopped and will not be stopped because Be Better represents we the people, us, the people. And we're not going to take this garbage anymore. We're not going to be repressed, suppressed. We are not going to let the elite rule the rest of us. We are the ones with the power, and they've been afraid of us taking the power. What do you think of this? First of all, I hope that it changes your viewpoint. If you did think the divine feminine had anything to do with gender, I hope you understand that it has absolutely nothing to do with that. And also, I hope you see the energy with which this story is being received. There have been another bunch of incidents, Mario, where the public is responding differently than we used to. We're not going to take it. We're not taking it. Cue the Twisted Sister.